Hey, good afternoon. It's Josie here at Yoga Local, your local yoga studio, meditation studio, place where you come to feel great. I hope you're feeling well today. I've been a bit, I've been offline for quite a bit because I think I was put in Facebook jail for some reason. I haven't been able to Facebook Live for, I think it's about a week now. Thought it was something to do with internet connection, but my internet connection was fine. So I really don't understand why Facebook didn't like my meditation. So I was saying to someone this morning, out of all the things that you can lock someone down for, I wouldn't have thought meditation was one of them. But anyway, the way that Facebook works, who knows? So anyway, sorry for not being around, and back now. And we're in a new month. September's whizzed around really quickly. And so here at Yoga Local, we have themes which help to create a thread through everything that we do. Last month was all about... what was last month all about? What was last month all about? Oh my God, I'm so much into this month that I've kind of lost connection with what we were working on last month. Hang on, now that's going to really bug me. So let's see what that was. Oh, that's right, yeah. Keep your promises. There we go. Keep your promises to yourself. So we were working with integrity, authenticity. We were finding strong core connection. And this month, it's all about finding your why. In Sanskrit, they have this word dharma, purpose in life. And it's very closely linked to passion and following your heart and being less kind of guided by external things that drive you into your goals, but being more connected to your soul and your heart and those kind of those things that we're not encouraged, I don't feel anyway, to connect to as we go through life. Like we're very focused on the brain. The brain is the center of everything. Our heart kind of takes a secondary space of importance as to how we move through life. And I can recognise in myself, I don't know if any of you are the same, but I've always kind of been more going on gut, going on feeling, just having a sense of knowing, and not necessarily having the logical solution or answer to things, but just, and it's very difficult to sensibly argue something from the heart, right? It's not something that you can express or share with someone quite as clearly as you can facts, figures, numbers, and and scientific things based in scientific fact. But I think there's a lot to be said from living from a sense of self, a sense of feeling. We were blessed with senses that help us navigate our way through life. So why are we not listening to them? Why are we not using them as tools to direct us in the way that we travel through life? So in our practice this month, we are working with the heart. We are opening the heart. We're working into back bends in our rise and energize practices, because they're quite invigorating, and it's not necessarily something that you want to be doing in the evening too much of. And if you do, you've got to balance that energy with a lot of grounding. And then in the evening, getting into the hips, so opening up the hips, opening up the muscles in the legs, the hamstrings, the quads, the hip flexors, to release an area which energetically is associated with creativity, freedom, passion, feeling, the ability to enjoy pleasure, Our hips get locked and loaded, stuck tight. Our modern day lives, Western lives, mean that we're not opening the hips very much at all. So things get stuck in this area, things get tight, and with that, our freedom to move, our freedom to express ourselves, our freedom to connect to higher levels of consciousness become restricted. So heart space, hips, two main focuses of our practice as we explore the deeper why. Like, why are we here? Why do we set goals? What is the purpose of those goals? Do we do we have a heartfelt connection to those goals? And if not, what's the point? Okay, what really is the point if we have all these goals and we're not connected to them on some level from a heart and soul level? And it's not unusual to get really disconnected from this space. So at first it can kind of feel like, a little bit fluffy, a little bit airy-fairy. I get that, I've been in that space myself, but also, as I said earlier, it's something to be curious about. We all have, I believe, if we are honest with ourselves, a pull, right? We're pulled towards some things and we avoid other things. And part of finding your purpose is having that ability and that space and awareness and presence of mind to recognize that pull when it's there, when it's right in front of you, and be moved into your life with that pull. So it's less resistant, right? You're flowing into that space. You're being drawn towards what's right for you. And a practice of opening up the heart, of being aware, of being present, of being grounded in your sense of self, is just going to give you the capacity to make those choices more readily in the moment. So we're going to meditate this morning. It's not this morning, it's already the afternoon now. So we'll meditate this afternoon on our heart space, our heart chakra. And this area is connected to the law of giving and receiving. And this is just the principle of recognizing that when energy is constantly flowing, you're giving out energy, you're taking in energy, you're breathing in oxygen, you're breathing out carbon dioxide, and it's that interplay of giving and receiving that makes the world go round. And having that openness of heart is going to help us just start to reconnect to maybe sensation and feeling that we are tuned out of currently. Okay, so let's start, let's begin. I'll stop waffling on. Get yourself comfy, nice cross-leg position. If you sit on something that elevates you, your hips can be slightly higher than your knees. If there's any discomfort, you can use blocks. Place them under your knees. Okay, we've got to find grounding in order to feel openness, right? If we feel unstable in any way, then we're going to just close ourselves off, right? We're not going to feel safe. So you've got to find that stability in order to be able to express yourself freely. So get yourself grounded. Long, slow, deep breaths in through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Maybe bring your hand to your heart. Some of this stuff can feel a bit cheesy, but like you have a heart and you are a sensory being. So sometimes we literally have to kind of connect physically to that space before we can maybe feel into the more subtle aspects of who we are. So be open to any experience, just go with it. Don't close yourself off. We're trying to express ourselves. We're trying to connect with who we are. Beyond all the mental garbage that we carry around with us and that's accumulated over the years. So we want to put that to one side and listen to the whispers, right? The silent whispers of the heart, and maybe we'll give them more volume as we pay more attention. So when you're inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose, just bring your mind space to your heart, just feeling the heart space expand on that inhale. Exhale, connecting deeper with every breath. Okay, and the mantra is Om Vardhanam Namah. Om Vardhanam Namah. To encourage connection with your heart chakra, the energy center that resides in the heart. It's your spiritual center, right? It's where we're most physically connected to our spirit and our soul. Om Vardhanam Namah. And we'll just repeat this mantra gently to ourselves. Om Vardhanam Namah. And we're just looping that mantra into the mental space. And I like to think of it as little elbows around the mind space, elbowing out all the mental chit-chat, finding some space between your thoughts. Okay, and it's in that space, it's in that silence that you make the space available for you to communicate, or for your self, your inner wisdom, your heart space, your gut feeling, your instinct, your intuition, your inner knowingness. I don't care what you call it, but it's just that part of you that speaks to you, and we all have a voice that speaks to us that is not mental chit-chat, right? Okay, so I want you to connect to that part of you that knows you better than anyone on this planet knows you. It knows your soul's desires, it knows your heart's desires, it knows why your soul decided to descend into your physical body. It knows your passions, it knows your desires, it knows your will, and it's constantly pulling you gently towards fulfillment of those desires and wishes and dreams. Om Vardhanam Namah. Just see if you can create more space, more connection, more stillness, more silence, and allow the voice of your heart, the voice of your soul, to guide you. Let it be in the driving seat a little bit more frequently than you're currently allowing, or maybe you currently feel safe to do that. Maybe you're still in that space where you don't trust your feelings, you don't trust that your heart is moving you in the direction you need to go. Maybe your head is still ruling your heart. But what we're doing here is just starting to redress the balance, and obviously the brain is an important part of our anatomy too, and we're not necessarily saying that we don't honour our mental capacity to make decisions. But when you make a decision that goes against your brain, how does that feel? How does that feel? When you do something that moves you away from your center, that moves you away from your sense of self, does that feel good? I challenge you to think about the consequences of not listening to feeling, not listening to intuition, not listening to your heart, or whatever you want to call it. It's your higher sense of self, like the best version of you, you at your most fullest potential. If you're not leaning into that, you're not leaning into your purpose, you're not directing your life in the way that you were created. Maybe you're following someone else's blueprint rather than your own. Om Vardhanam Namah. Just looping that mantra gently to yourself over and over. Om Vardhanam Namah. Connecting to your heart, listening to your heart. Being present enough to receive the messages of the soul. Om Vardhanam Namah. So let's move into complete silence. We'll spend a few minutes just repeating the mantra mentally to ourselves. Okay, when you next hear my voice, you can just continue to rest with your eyes closed. Enjoy. just release the mantra. Keep your eyes closed. Take some long, slow, deep breaths in and out. And wiggle fingers. A bit of sweet sway. Roll your shoulders. Just feel your body back integrating with your environment, moving through space and time. Just notice the effects of your meditation without judgment. Remembering that the only meditation that's a bad meditation is the one that you don't do. So well done if you're joining me and you're still here. Okay, slowly floating your eyes open and bring yourself back into the room. I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any questions, then obviously I'm here to serve. I'm here to help you find your way through this whole learning how to meditate journey. And and just hold space for you, really. So let me know if you've if you need any help with like accountability, or maybe the biggest thing is like, I just can't calm and quiet my mind. I just really want to encourage you to just forget about that. If living healthily, if being more grounded, if getting some space to heal and nurture and nourish yourself is important to you, then just set yourself some time to just sit, and whatever happens. It's a real exercise and lesson in letting go of outcome, letting go of expectation, letting go of this desire to be perfect, getting it right. All that stuff really doesn't matter in meditation. It's just about taking a seat, getting still, and being with what is exactly as it is, and nothing else really. Let me encourage you to just do that, just to begin with, and see where it goes. And if you're interested in practicing yoga here, and if you want to start developing your back bends this month, then come and join us at Rise, Energize and Anchor. We also have a lovely rest class, and we are doing Ashtanga here too. So lots of things to explore and see if there are things that connect with you from your heart. Okay, guys, have a lovely day, and I am going to be away for a few days, but Kat's going to be looking after you here at the studio as well as Maz. So I'll be back. Olivia will be here too on Tuesday. I mustn't forget Olivia. So I will see you next week. Okay, bye for now.